Okay guys, so we have the screen off the wall here. You guys saw how I did that, super easy. The next part is basically disconnecting the screen and adding these connections onto the new screen. So when it comes to disconnecting the screen, I always like to take a picture of the connections of where they're at. That way I know where they go. So I'm going to show you guys how it works. First and foremost, do not disconnect any of the cables from the green adapter here. The green adapter protects the ends of the cables from touching the metal on the screen, or any metal really, and that'll prevent fires from happening. So we're going to go ahead and take the power out first, which is going to be the red and black cable right here, and we just go ahead and pop that right on out. You'll notice that the power to the screen is gone. Oops. Power of the screen is gone, as you can see. And then after that, you're just going to unplug everything else. So typically your valves will sit right here. This is where your valves sit. I had to unplug mine prior to getting it out of the wall because the cables are a little too short to come all the way out. Next, you're going to have your meters. Meters are what count the products and charge the customers. So let's go ahead and pop that out. And then you're going to have your Ethernet cable, which is located right under here. If you can get your finger in there, do that. If you can't, a cool little trick is just to take your tool, just like this, push it out. As you can see, got it all out. And then the last cable is going to be our RFID reader. So if you look at the RFID reader, you can see that this blue line right here, oops, let me get that out of the way. Sorry about that. So you can see that the blue line is lined up with that number 1. It's super important to make sure that when you're hooking this back up, that is plugged in the way it is. If you don't, the card reader will not work. So let's go ahead and disconnect it. Awesome. So now we've removed the bad screen. We can go ahead and set that aside. We're going to grab the new one. So, new screen, same old screen. Let's say you guys have a new one. We're going to go ahead and connect it all back. So, first and foremost, we leave the power out. That is the last one that gets plugged in. So first, we're going to start with our Ethernet cable, and you don't have to do it in this order. Just please make sure to leave the power out. So we're going to get the Ethernet in. Bam, Ethernet, done. Take our RFID cable. Remember, line it up with that number 1 right there, the colored lines. Let's do that. Bam, nice and lined up. Next, we've got the flow meters. Flow meters count the beer. This is what charges customers. So let's go ahead and do that. Your cables should be labeled so you know which goes where. Okay. Now that all that stuff is in, okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring the camera up a little bit so I can connect the valves. Let's do that. Connect the valves to the screen just like so. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then last but not least is that power cable, and we can now safely plug that in, and the screen should power up no problem. So let's go ahead and do that. Voila. Push your little snake back in there. Sweet. And that's how you change a PourMyBeer screen